Hey, hey, hey! It's Kennardo Holder from Kennardo's Kitchen, and welcome to another episode of Symphony of Flavors. And I have two of the best people in the world with me. I have Sean and I have Tia, and they are gonna join me in the kitchen today making something that they both love, right? Sean's one of her favorite things on my menu is my tomato crusted grilled mai fish. Sean, you want to tell them about that? What do you think about that dish?
I love it. I mean, it's delectable. I feel like it's healthy when I'm eating it. It's not bland. I love the way you infuse the flavors. It's just perfect.
Awesome. Thank you. And let me tell you something. That I'm going to pair together with a citrus tomato salsa that's going to be made by my friend Tia, right? And Tia loves the citrus salsa because, you know, it's something that she puts along with her fish. What do you like about that citrus salsa so much?
It's so funny because I normally don't like salsa. I don't like anything added on my fish or chicken, but it's like how the acid from the citrus is just, it gives it that pop that it needs. So,
and you know, sometimes when you write a menu, as a chef, I'm always thinking, how will the customer perceive this? What are they going to be thinking when they marry the two together? Awesome. So listen, now that we're back, we're gonna dig into making this beautiful salsa and this excellent piece of fish. And hopefully we'll get to have some lunch today, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And today, the beautiful thing is I'm gonna cook the fish in one of my favorite piece of equipment in the kitchen. It's a Ninja air fryer, pressure cooker, and like a little mini oven all in one. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this.
Right.
So we have right here some beautiful mai fish, and I got this mai, like I said, from Costco, and it's fresh mai, and that we're gonna season beautifully. And then at the same time, I'm gonna ask some help from my dear Sean.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give you some citrus that we're gonna, put together, and basically using some oranges, some lemons, and some grapefruit segments. And what we're gonna do, Sean, is that we're gonna cut the bottom and then kind of peel them, and then we'll segment it on both sides. So I'll show you really quickly. Basically taking both ends of the lemon off and kind of giving an opportunity to sit down so that when you start peeling, it doesn't move all the way around. And then you're taking and you're giving a nice little, they say chefs are artists, but we're also, medical professionals. This is like dissecting a frog. By the way, do any of you like frog legs? You eat frogs?
No.
I've tried it before. I did it.
It's not your favorite thing.
Yeah, it's just not my favorite.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
It was good. I mean, it was fried, so
how
do you mess that up?
So pretty much like this, and then we're gonna, once we get them all peeled, so you'll do the lemons and you'll do the oranges, and once we get them all peeled, then we're just gonna take the segments and put them in this bowl too. All right, and then over here, Tia, we are gonna marinate the mai, and the good thing is, we're gonna use some of my signature green. I call it my green herb marination. My team that I used to work with before, they called it my green, because everything I cooked had to have this. If I tasted something and it didn't have it, I was like, I bet it didn't have any green, So essentially, we're gonna take the green, and we'll put like maybe a spoon of it here, and then some salt, some pepper. We have some fresh ground pepper that we'll grind inside of it. So just like a nice little spoon, and you can drop it on top of it. From both of them, excellent, great. Perfect. I mean, we can put a little bit more. Yeah, because it's, when you think about it, this is blended olive oil, so you don't have to worry about it being, making the fish. No, that's perfect.
That's good.
Making the fish too fatty, and then you want to add some salt.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit of salt, and I'm using a kosher salt. That's perfect. And I use kosher salt because it's so much more flavorful, and it's easier to use when you're in the kitchen. You will see you'll use less salt when you use kosher salt. The grains are bigger. Takes a while to dissolve, gives the food way more flavor. And then some fresh ground pepper, right? How are you doing over there, Sean? Oh,
Doing great.
Excellent.
Thanks
Now,
for showing me this technique.
Yeah, for sure. You could also add just a little bit of fish seasoning to that, right? And then basically Tia will dig in, we'll turn it over, you just, put your hand inside there, give it some mix, 1, 2, 3, And then once that is completed, this fish is ready. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. There's no other component to it. And it comes out tasting very, very good.
Wow.
So what is in fish seasoning?
Now, in the fish season, you usually have a little bit of herbs inside there, perhaps some dried like a fish stock that they dried down and then kind of use it to make powder. There's some sage inside, some parsley, and maybe a little bit of lemon salt. Now, it's not a lot, and I use just a tiny bit of it because, those do give a nice flavor to the fish, but my primary ingredients are going to go back to my basics because at the end of the day, I move away from a lot of the, artificial flavor. Now, dry spices, like my beautiful spice right down there, I have chives and those things. Those are organic, dried, just straight from the earth. The only difference is that if it's a chili, it goes through the process. If it's any of the other seasons, the chives, they basically just dry it out and then grind it and put it in a container. So now, what I normally do with my fish, now the key to making your fish taste really, really good is not just putting the marination on it, because you could put the marination on it and then go cook right away, and it will still be a nice flavor, but leaving it overnight. So I start shopping literally from Thursday, and I buy my proteins on Thursday, even though I don't have any orders, right? And I marinate them. I use Thursday to defrost and to get everything ready, and then Friday, basically I'm marinating everything, and I'm putting it in the cooler and allowing it to sit, and then Sunday is when I pull out very early in the morning, grill, cool down, and then later in the afternoon I do the packaging. Awesome. So we're going to let this fish sit, a little bit, and then we're going to move to the orange segments, which Sean did a very good job of peeling over here. And we're going to put them in this bowl, and this is going to kind of take up the bulk of our time. We'll get rid of this trash a little bit. Sounds good. So you ladies have any questions for me? I know you eat the food all the time, but surely sometimes you're eating something and you're like, I wonder what Kennardo did with this one. It tastes out of this world, right?
How do you determine which flavors will work best?
Great question. I call upon my experience, my own taste, my own flavor, but in keeping with the goals that my trainer outlined, right? And so, there's nothing to say that when you're eating food, it has to be bland. So a lot of people think that eating a plain piece of chicken breast is going to be the thing that gets you your goal. You can eat great food with great flavors. So I think of stuff that I normally eat, but how do I make it the healthiest version? So if I do a curry, and obviously that's a stew, I'm not using a lot of oil. I'm using the same green marination, probably a little bit more Scotch bonnet. I'll probably use some ginger inside to just kind of blend the flavors. But I just think of things that people like, and whether it is, I was in the Middle East, and one of the things that they love to do when I lived in Dubai and Bahrain, they love black lemons. So essentially they take a lemon and they allow it to dry to a certain point, and then get to that fungus stage, and then beyond that where the lemon is nice and it goes through a dry, it's sort of like a sun-dried tomato, and that gives your food such an amazing flavor because the smokiness of the lemon as well as the acidity of it gives it this aroma that it just takes over it. So I'll think of stuff like that, or when I do my turmeric.
Yep. I love your
my turmeric chickpeas. I think of the time when I was working at the Ritz-Carlton Bahrain. We had the only Indian restaurant in the entire company, and it's where I had dinner a lot of times. I love Indian food. I think moving away from it and not eating it every day does, the spice sometimes don't agree with me, but over time I get back into the game, and stuff like that. So I call up on that experience, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make turmeric chickpeas this week, or I'm gonna do some turmeric cauliflower. The cauliflower, I love the cauliflower because I put it. Now see the cauliflower, I add a little coconut milk to it. And the coconut milk is definitely island, so you know that
Yes.
calls upon my
Yeah.
Jamaican experience, right? And so basically, in a situation like that. But great question. So now we're gonna do some diced tomatoes that we're gonna use inside. I've washed these tomatoes already. T, I'm gonna show you one of them, and then you're gonna kind of, right?
Okay.
Nice and beautiful. See? Boom, boom, boom. I sometimes use cherry tomatoes. Today I'm using these beautiful Roma tomatoes. They're vine Romas. Now with these Sean, what we're going to do is that we're going to get the segments out. And you're going in between the little, boom,
Oh.
down.
So we leave the white part.
You leave the white
out.
part. And so essentially you're going in between.
It truly is segmenting.
It is segmented.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then boom. And then boom. Now, think about this. This is lemon, orange, and grapefruit, right? But the freshness of it when it gets onto your fish is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it makes
This
a
is
difference.
not, and it could be, sometimes I use just a nice piece of lemon in the plate, but oftentimes a little citrus segment does give the food that extra oomph.
We can
Nice.
always tell like how much love you put into your meals. And everything is just like so fresh and refreshing, especially with
Yes.
like the citrus.
That is awesome. Because, I think I prepare food and give food to people how I would want to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love fresh food. I struggled for a long time with meal prep. The reason why I decided to start doing my own meal prep is because, as a chef, we sometimes eat the most unhealthy because we take care of everyone.
Yep.
And then we go in the kitchen and we're like, I'm going to stuff something
You want
down.
Burger
and
King?
You know what I mean? Like, you never believe. So on the end, at the end of my Sunday, after I deliver meals to everyone, the thing that happens to me most is that I'm always starving.
Really? Because you smell the
Yes.
food?
I don't eat throughout the process. I'll taste, but not everything. But it's at the end that I start feeling hungry because it's like I've gone through this entire day without eating as I normally would because, I'm so focused in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, look, those are beautiful. So we're going to take those tomatoes and we're going to put them inside here. Beautiful. Excellent. And that salsa we're going to use. We're going to use some green onions in there as well. So we're going to chop up some green onions and put inside. And get some paper towel and just absorb some of this water.
So
Now, the fact that your juice is running out of your tomato, it's not a terrible thing. You just, the excess is gonna go either way. And so you can drop it inside. So you both are making this dish together now. We're gonna put some parsley inside. So we're gonna chop some parsley, and we're gonna use a little bit of green onions inside. You can use white onions if you want. I choose to use green onions because it's less harsh than the regular onions. It's more mild.
yeah.
And most times when people are
Just a
eating,
coarse chop or?
it's a little bit finer than that, but
Okay.
protect them beautiful fingers.
So Kennardo, what is the reason? Well, why do you mix canola and olive oil? Does
So
it cook
it's a
better?
blend. Yeah, it's a blend that I actually buy at the store, and I started using this. I used to use just a straight canola oil, and there was a company that I got introduced to, and they had this beautiful olive oil blend. Personally, at home, when I cook for myself, I use this oil now, but before I was using a lot of olive oil. The thing about olive oil, though, is that when you're trying to sear some things, depending on what it is, the oil could burn.
Oh.
This avoids that. So if you're trying to fry something and you're not using your air fryer, then this is a better option that you can use.
Makes
It's
sense.
away from peanut oil and the others, and it's more healthy. Canola flour is just wild in this country. So, all right,
Drop it
perfect.
here.
So we put them inside, and then these green onions, we're gonna cut off the tip of it, but we're gonna take out the tip, and then
Yep.
I'll do some really small ones. And then this, now we're going to put our fish in the oven, But instead of the oven, I remember I said I'm going to use my beautiful Ninja.
Yep.
Awesome. I'm going to show
Drop
you
the
a
whole thing?
really nice cutting technique to you
Yes.
that's going to help you.
I don't need to
did-
cook. I have you.
Huh?
I don't need to cook. I have
Well,
you.
you know that too. But just in case I go on vacation, it's always good to have some tips around the kitchen, right, Sean?
You're right.
Listen, I'm so honored to feel needed by people, right? Listen,
Yeah.
I went on vacation, and while I was on vacation, I'm like, oh my God, I just hope that when I get back, people didn't find another option. And when I got back and I started sending the menu out, people were like, oh, thank God you're back.
We didn't know what to do without
Listen,
you.
I am excited to hear that. All right.
Yes.
So basically, you're taking these green onions and we're putting them inside, and we're gonna season this really nicely. We're gonna put some salt and pepper inside, right? And I'm using some fresh ground pepper again. Now you can jazz this up a little bit, however you want. This is the baseline. It's the cleaner version, but you technically could. I sometimes add some sriracha, a little bit of, just to kind of give it that little pop. But this is clean and fresh. It's healthy, and it will stay for a while. So I put them in the little containers, and then when you get your fish, you reheat it. You just pour this all over it. It just gives that nice, juicy tenderness to it.
And you know what? With your meals, it doesn't feel like it's food prep.
So, Kennardo, how do you come up with your menus each week?
I try not to repeat things, which is crazy. And sometimes I do things and people are like, oh, you should bring that back. Why? I thought we was going to have it next week. I like to give people rotation. I come up with the ideas using past menus, but at the same time, things that I've seen and heard. And sometimes it's not even that I copy a person's dish, but I could see a person making a dish and just be like, you know what? I like that idea, but I would do that with fish, or I would do that with chicken. So like I did the teriyaki ground turkey,
Yep.
Yes, that was
and
really
people
good.
like that
so
one.
good.
Actually, I've been told to bring it back. I
Please.
only did it that one time. I only did it that one time to kind of try it out. Sometimes I do some stuff and people love it, but I may not necessarily feel, that was my best. And sometimes it's only when a customer or a client reach out to me and be like, bro, you gotta put that back. That's when I'm like, oh, okay, so they really like it.
Your curry lasagna, is that a Kennardo creation?
That curry lasagna
Yep.
was a Kennardo's. And I haven't done that in a long time. I haven't done it in
It's
a long
really
time.
good.
It's very
Perfect.
good.
So if you look at this now, you have all these beautiful segments of citrus. You have grapefruits, you have some oranges, and then you have the lemon. You could use lime, but that's a lot already.
Yeah.
And then you have the fresh tomato and then the green onions. Now, it may look like this in terms of, it being pulpy and all of that, but that's part of the beauty of it, because when you eat that piece of fish over days can sometimes regain that fishy taste.
Yeah.
So like when I get the fish and I'm cleaning it up, I use some vinegar, I use some lemon juice, and just to kind of clean the fish. Not too much, because those acidity, at the end of the day, they will cook the fish.
Cook it.
So I just use it to kind of clean it off, and then when I prepare it, if let's say on Wednesday you do have that mai and it does have the little into fish taste, then once you put this on there, the acidity and all of that is just gonna take it away. All right?
Right.
So beautiful. When you come back on the other side, we are going to show you a beautiful plate with the citrus salsa and that beautiful tomato crusted mai that we have in the oven working. So,
Favorite.
ladies, you look forward to tasting this, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. We'll see you in the next segment. Awesome. So listen, welcome back. I'm gonna make the crust for the mai and I'm using Ritz crackers.
Okay.
Way more flavor.
Yes.
And I'm using the whole wheat ones.
Okay.
All right. So another, this is the most carb that is gonna be on your mai. And basically, you want to take your Ritz cracker and just kind of use your hand to crumb it up, right? Now, the sun-dried tomato is the thing that really takes it over to
Yes.
the edge. And I get this sun-dried tomato from Costco, which is actually a pretty good one, right? And they're julienne cut already, and they're in olive oil, right? I take this and I just blend it out and kind of get it to this consistency.
Oh, okay.
So not
this-
just straight out of the jar. Which
So
is,
Okay.
yeah, so I
Okay.
take the you still have to work it a little bit. You know, I believe in taking something out of the jar, but you can always work it, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, we've taken this and ground it out in the NutriBullet as well. Yeah. And so what I am gonna do is that I'm gonna take a little bit of the sun-dried tomato, and I'm gonna put it inside, and just kind of use my hand to get to that place where I'm grinding the two together. And this is gonna be the crust that goes onto your fish, right? Now, you know, you can use parchment paper or aluminum foil, and I take a little piece inside and just kind of, it works for the cleanup, trust me. And then you want, when you eat fish, especially when they're prepared for folks, you're gonna eat it on Wednesday maybe. So if I overcook it on Sunday, then by the time you reheat it on Wednesday, it's dry and rubbery.
Yeah.
So I like to cook, like when I do my salmon, I cook it like medium well. That's it. We're gonna allow this to cook for 15 minutes, and then once it's done, then we're gonna serve it on that plate with that citrus salsa. We have some vegetable that we're gonna incorporate, yada yada yada. It's gonna be delicious. These ladies are looking forward to
can't
it.
wait.
Yeah, okay. Can't wait.
Well, what do you know? The fish is ready, and the ladies are ready to try it as well.
Yes.
Awesome. So listen, look at that, right? Now, if you allow it to stay inside here for too long, you could get some dark marks, but this is sun-dried tomato, so at the end of the day, the sun-dried tomato is gonna get a little bit dark, right? With a little bit of orange butter sauce. Well, without the butter.
Ooh.
Right? And basically, just for a little color, and then that beautiful work that you ladies did, citrus salsa. Alright, I'm gonna put it just to the side, not too much. Alright, just a couple pieces is on there.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. You think about all the colors from the tomato and grapefruit, all of that. Put a little bit of juice in there so you get a nice acidity. Ooh. I don't even know what it tastes like.
Kennardo, do you taste your food?
I do, but I don't. I do, depending on how much depending on how I like the stuff or how many times I've already made it. You like it?
Oh.
Nice, tender.
Oh.
Right?
So
And this
good.
butter sauce?
It's delicious.
There is actually no butter in that one. I can't believe it's not butter, which is basically plant-based, and it's orange juice, some salt, a little bit of I use a little bit of tomato sauce inside everything. Probably
The
some
flavors.
Yes, and the fish is like cooked just
It's perfect, right?
perfectly.
Nice and tender. Now, you can always cook your fish to however you like. I try to eat it or prepare it down closer to the medium side. Because you can always reheat it. You can always cook a little bit more. But especially my because it can be so dry. It's almost like chicken when you eat it beyond where, you would say a normal cooked piece of fish would be.
The salsa
Delicious.
just sets it off. Like it
does.
just
The
takes
citrus.
it. Yeah, it just takes it to a whole nother level.
Perfect. Good. Well, look here. They had lunch, right? And at the same time, they were awesome. I thank you, Tia, and I thank you, Sean, for doing this with me. Symphony of Flavors is something that you gotta tune into. You gotta watch YouTube. It's gonna be on Facebook. It's gonna be on Instagram. What do you think, ladies?
Delicious.
We're in for the money. Thank you. Have a good one.